Welcome to a meeting of the Brockton City Council for June 24th, 2021. Would you please rise and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you remain standing for a moment, please? Councilor Nicastro has a couple of citations to present.
Okay. And the first one, official citation. Be it known that the Brockton City Council hereby extends its congratulations to Patricia Chin in recognition of her more than 35 years of exemplary service to the citizens of Brockton, the Brockton City Council, and the Brockton City Clerk's Office. And be it further known that the City Council extends best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Council and attested to and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Council. Signed by Winthrop Farwell, attested by Anthony Zioli, offered by Susan DeCastro on May 24th, 2021. That's the first one. And then the second one, be it known that the Brockton City Council hereby extends its congratulations to Robin Gerodakis in recognition of her nearly 20 years of selfless service to the people of Brockton, the Brockton City Clerk's Office, and the Brockton City Council. And be it further known that the City Council extends best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Council and attested to and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Council. Signed by Winthrop H. Farwell, President of the Council, attest Anthony Zioli, Clerk of the Council, offered by Susan Jane DeCastro on May 24th, 2021.
Councilors, we'll be in a brief recess. I'd like to ask the councilors to go down in front so we could take a group picture with Patricia and with Robin, please. We'll be in a brief recess. We'll be back in session. No business was conducted. I recognize a quorum. I hope I said May 24th and not June 24th when I began the meeting, but this meeting is being held in accordance with the emergency order signed by Governor Baker in March of 2020, where a public body is removed from the responsibility of holding a meeting in public as long as we provide an opportunity for those to view this meeting and view any deliberations and votes. That can be done on Brockton Community Access as well as YouTube Live. With that said, Mr. Clerk, would you go on to item number 1?
Acceptance of the City Council minutes of the May 10, 2021 meeting.
Accepted and filed.
Report of the Ordinance Committee for its meeting of May 4th, 2021.
Accepted and filed.
Report of the Public Safety Committee for its meeting of May 6th, 2021.
Accepted and filed.
Report of the Finance Committee for its meeting of May 17th, 2021.
Accepted and filed.
The hearing. We have a petition as an application for approval for one small cell wireless facility installed in and on a replacement light pole owned by the City of Brockton and located near the above referenced address in Brockton, Mass. Pursuant to the Federal Telecommunications Act of 1996, the declaratory ruling and third report in order 18-133 issued by the FCC in September 2018, and to the extent applicable, Mass General Laws, Chapter 166, Sections 21, 22, 25A, for telecommunication wires and wireless attachments appurtenances installed within the public right-of-way. The small cell wireless facility complies and is in accordance with the Act, the order, and Massachusetts law. This is near 150 School Street. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions, any member of the public that wishes to speak on this agenda item must pre-register at councilcomment@cobma.us. Please leave your name, address, and phone number, and you will be allowed into the City Council chamber at the time of the public hearing. You will be required to exit the City Council chamber immediately following. As of close of business today, there were no members of the public who wish to speak on this.
All right, councilors, a couple of other housekeeping matters. Councilor Mendez is unable to attend this evening because of sickness in the family. Counselor Azak is caught in traffic, and she is en route to the meeting. I beg your pardon?
Council Cardozo.
Yes, and the last thing is Counselor Cardoza is joining us remotely by phone. Counselor Cardoza, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? If so, would you please step forward and give your name and address to the clerk?
May I remove my mask?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the City Council. My name is Edward Parry. It's P-A-R-E. I'm an attorney at Brown Rudnick, and I'm here representing New Singular Wireless, PCS LLC, which operates as AT&T. Councilors, as you may be aware, the wireless industry has undergone significant growth in data, and I see a lot of the iPhones out before the meeting. Due to this demand, AT&T and its competitors in the wireless market are installing facilities closer to where the customers are. We've been using the public right-of-ways and what we call street furniture, utility poles, and light poles to provide this service. We have been in discussions with the city solicitor's office to come to an agreement to replace this particular light pole near 170 School Street. What we'll do is we'll remove the existing light pole. We'll replace it with a light pole that will also accommodate the wireless installation. Basically, we put an antenna on the top, which is 10 inches in diameter and 24 inches in height. Some equipment contained in the base of the light pole will reattach the light so that it still functions for its purpose, and AT&T will be able to provide cutting-edge services for its customers. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I know that we submitted a rather substantial application with all of the details. We do have about a dozen of these sites throughout the city of Brockton on utility poles, but this is the first opportunity for us to work with the city and provide this technology to the residents by using city infrastructure.
Thank you. Councilor Thompson, that's your ward. Would you proceed?
Yes. Great. Thank you, Mr. President, and good evening, Attorney Parr.
Good evening.
So you and me had a conversation regarding this small cell facility last week, and I do appreciate your giving me some time to discuss this matter with you. Now, from my understanding, and as you stated, what this small cell facility will do is add a little more broadband coverage to our downtown area. We currently have approximately 1,000 units coming online in our downtown area. So any increase in capacity in this area is much needed and much appreciated by AT&T. So additionally from our conversations, it's my understanding that on this pole you'll be paying for any replacing of the light and paying for any electricity that this unit and light requires. And additionally, that the service is about a half-mile service that this small cells facility really encompasses. So that's really going to have a good perimeter of our downtown area. So it's a great location. And maybe you could just speak about how this facility will help our capacity in the downtown area and regarding AT&T being responsible for any costs associated with the light and the facility.
Sure. Thank you, Counselor, and thank you for the time out of your schedule to chat about this last week. Yes, AT&T will be paying for the electricity, not only for the equipment it's installing, but also for the light. The installation will project at about a half a mile, about a quarter of a mile radius, depending on the number of users. And what we're really focused on is densifying the network, so that I was surprised when you said you have 1,000 units coming on board. This is exactly for that type of situation. My guess is between the post office, traffic in the area, where people are congregating, that's where you get a drain on the network. So every user that signs on to the network, AT&T network, uses a little piece of the network, and has an impact when we get a lot of users concentrated in one place, like with 1,000 units coming on board. This will definitely help not only to service those new residents, but also keeps the other larger sites, which we refer to as macro sites, functioning and providing capacity other places in the network where, this installation will offload some of that demand.
Well, thank you for that, Attorney Pari. No further questions. Thank you, Mr. President.
Anyone else? If not, is there anyone else here in favor? Anyone else in favor? If not, I'll declare that part of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition? Is there anyone here in opposition to this request? If not, I'll declare that part of the hearing closed. Question now is on approval. Question now is on approval? No, at the end of the meeting. Oh, end of the meeting. All right. Sir, this will be done, I'm told, at the end of our meeting. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right, the next petition is from NeighborWorks of Southeastern Mass, 121 Main Street. The clerk will read the petition.
Petition of N.W. Somo, 121 Main Street LLC of 422 Washington Street, Quincy, Mass, for a garage license located at 121 Main Street, Brockton, Mass. New garage development. In City Clerk's Office, April 16th, 2021. Hearing assigned for May 24th, 2021. Fire Department has no objections. All paperwork is on file. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions, any member of the public that wishes to speak on this agenda item must pre-register a council comment at cobma.us. Please leave your name, address, and phone number, and you will be allowed into the City Council chamber at the time of the public hearing. You will be required to exit the City Council chamber immediately following. As of the end of the business day today, there were no members of the public wishing to speak on this issue.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? If so, would you step forward and give your name and address to the clerk, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rob Corley. I'm the CEO of NeighborWorks Housing Solutions. Thank you, members of the council. I just want to obviously speak in support of the project or the parking license for the project. And I wanted to thank the city for allowing us to continue construction during this very difficult year and be able to nearly open on time according to our schedule. We hope to open or get our occupancy permit in the middle of June here. So we're very excited. I think people have seen the building at 121 Main coming up during this last year. We're very, very happy that we're able to open it up now and we're not paying for those construction prices that everyone else is suffering through right now. So just want to thank the city and the council for their support of the project all along here.
Councilor Monahan, this is your ward. Any questions?
No questions. Things are moving along really well. I do all the dig safes for it, so I see it like twice a week. So progressing well. Things are moving on. So I'm in favor of this, definitely.
Councilor Rodriguez?
Thank you, council.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Crowley, right?
Corley.
Corley.
Yeah, sorry.
Welcome. Can you, for the folks that are watching us at home, could you just basically give us a couple info in terms of how many apartments are coming online into that building? And I know that on the first floor it's going to be for commercial purposes.
Yes.
And how many spots are you going to have as far as the garage is concerned?
Sure. It's 48 units, 48 apartments. The first floor is about 2,800 square feet of commercial space that we hope to house the Brockton Beer Company is going to be leasing that space. The tanks are already in there, which we're very excited about. The parking is 48 parking spots, of which 27 are underground and 21 are surface. And I think that's all your questions, correct? Right. Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President.
Anyone else? All right, is there anyone else here in favor? Anyone else in favor? If not, I declare that part of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition? Is there anyone here in opposition? If not, I declare that part of the hearing closed. This will be voted on at the end of the meeting, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Council Monahan. Thank you very much.
Be granted at the end of the meeting. We didn't do the first one. Oh, I see. Councilors, I'm told we do light poles differently than garage licenses, so we may now proceed to vote on the garage license. So all those in favor? All those opposed? It is a vote. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I'm going to miss you. Item number 7.
Communication from the city clerk to the city council submitting a letter of retirement from his position as city clerk and clerk to the council effective June 30, 2021.
Accepted and filed. Number 8.
Communication from the mayor in accordance with the provisions and stipulations of Section 53E and a half of Chapter 44 of the Mass General Laws recommending the reauthorization of the Comcast revolving fund for fiscal year 2022 from all cash receipts from Comcast franchise fees in excess of $675,000 pursuant to the cable license contract, and that further that the expenditure from this fund shall not exceed $750,000 without further appropriation during fiscal year 22.
Accepted and filed.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 10.
Communication from the Executive Director, Brockton Parking Authority, requesting renewal of fiscal year 2022 of the revolving fund for revenues from parking violation fines in order to pay expenses of the authority's parking enforcement program, including salaries and other support costs of the enforcement personnel and capital projects of the authority as approved by the Parking Authority Board of Directors.
Accepted and filed. Number 11.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 12.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 13.
Communication from the superintendent of buildings requesting the reauthorization of the revolving funds fiscal year 2022 for demolition.
Accepted and filed. Number 14.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 15.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 16.
Communication from the chief of police requesting authorization to expend $3,000 in donated funds from Eastern Festival of Trees to be used for canine-related items as needed for the Brockton Police Department.
Accepted and filed. Number 17.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 18.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 19.
Communication from the superintendent of buildings requesting reauthorization of the revolving funds fiscal year 2022 for the vacant and abandoned building account.
That's accepted and filed. Number 20.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. 21.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 22.
Ordered that the City Council of the City of Brockton petitions the Great and General Court under the provisions of Section 8 of Article 89 of the amendments to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for an act as follows: an act authorizing the City of Brockton to grant additional wine and malt beverage licenses. In City Council, March 8, 2021, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable.
The question now is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally? Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 23.
An ordinance amending Article 3, Section 2, Section 2-127, Pay Plan. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Brockton, Article 3, Section 2-127 is hereby amended by striking $25,000 in the rate column for Director of Emergency Management and inserting in its place $35,568. In City Council, April 12, 2021, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance, and that report was favorable as amended.
The question first is on the amendment. Would the clerk please read the amendment? The change in the pay plan for the position of Director of Emergency Management shall be retroactive to July 1st, 2020, as shown above. All right, the first vote is on the amendment, councilors. If there's no discussion, would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The amendment is adopted. Now we vote on the ordinance as amended. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
It's passed to a third reading as amended. Item number 24.
Petition of Hanush Jewelers, George Hanush of 170 Quarry Road, West Springfield, Mass., for a secondhand precious metal and gems license located at 200 Westgate Drive, Brockton. In City Council, April 12, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Public Safety. That report was favorable with stipulation to obtain Corey approval prior to issuance.
Councilors, the first question is on the stipulation. Councilor Nicastro, would you, I know what a Corey is, but could you expound a little bit on what this amendment does?
All it does is, our ordinance requires a Cory check on the applicant applying for the license. So during our public safety hearing, we discussed it, and the gentleman who came representing Hanush Jewelers suggested that we do it not on the owner of the business, who is out in West Springfield, but rather on the manager of the Westgate Mall location here in Brockton. And so we want to comply with our ordinance, so we stipulate it as such.
All right, thank you. The question now is on the stipulation. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
All right, the stipulation is adopted as part of the petition. The question now is on granting with the stipulation. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The petition is granted. Item number 25.
The appointment of Jacqueline Murphy of Brockton, Mass. to the Diversity Commission for a 3-year term ending April 2024. In City Council, April 12, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on confirmation by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The appointment is confirmed. Number 26, please.
The appointment of David Sylvester of Brockton to the War Memorial Board of Trustees for a 3-year term ending May 2024. In City Council, May 10, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on confirmation by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The appointment is confirmed. Item number 27.
Ordered the acceptance and expenditure of the total grant award in the amount of $250,000 from Massachusetts Department of Public Health Bureau of Substance Addiction Services to the City of Brockton Mayor's Office. In City Council, May 10th, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 28.
Ordered total transfer of $30,000 from Human Resources Separation Costs to Emergency Management Full-Time Salaries, $14,000. Auditing, telephone, $12,300. Auditing, personal services other than overtime, $3,700. In City Council, May 10, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question now is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianary?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is approved. Item number 29.
Ordered, total transfer of $400,000 from DPW Highway Snow Removal to DPW Highway Capital. In City Council, May 10th, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 30.
Ordered, the acceptance and expenditure of additional grant monies in the amount of $460,623.82 from the Executive Office of Health and Human Services Fiscal Year 21 Safe and Successful Youth Initiative Grant to the City of Brockton Police Department Fiscal Year 21 Safe and Successful Youth Initiative Grant Fund. In City Council, May 10th, 2021, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
Councilors, the question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Number 31.
Ordered, the acceptance and expenditure of the total grant award in the amount of $40,000 from Mass Development's TDI Challenge Grant to the City of Brockton Planning and Economic Development. In City Council, May 10th, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 32.
Ordered, the acceptance and expenditure of the total grant award in the amount of $222,064 from the Department of Public Health Office of Local and Regional Health Centers of Disease Control Grant to the City of Brockton Board of Health Centers of Disease Control Grant. In City Council, May 10th, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. We did 29, right? Just want to double check. Yes. We did it. Yeah, we did. Item number 33, please.
Ordered, the acceptance and expenditure of additional grant monies in the amount of $52,320 from the Department of Public Health, Office of Local and Regional Health to the City of Brockton Board of Health. In City Council, May 10, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
Question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 34.
Resolved to invite Brockton Library Director, Mr. Paul Engel, to provide an overview of our libraries during COVID and all the amazing programs and activities taking place this year. In City Council, May 10th, 2021. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo?
Yes.
Ianieri?
Yes.
Farwell?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Monahan?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The resolve is adopted. Item number 35.
Ordered that the naming of North Manchester Street also have the honorary name of Ruth E. Silva Way in recognition of Ruth E. Silva, who is a resident of the City of Brockton and has fostered over 250 children on North Manchester Street.
Referred to the Finance Committee. Item 36.
Ordered acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $3,000 from Easton Festival of Trees to the City of Brockton Police Department.
Referred to the Finance Committee. 37.
Ordered that the City Council authorizes the reauthorization of the Comcast revolving fund for fiscal year 2022 from all cash receipts from Comcast franchise fees in excess of $675,000 pursuant to the cable license contract, and that further, that the expenditure from this fund shall not exceed $750,000 without further appropriation during fiscal year 2022.
Referred to the Finance Committee. Item number 38.
Ordered that the City Council authorizes the reauthorization of the demolition revolving fund for fiscal year 2022 for the sole purpose of helping to fund costs in connection with demolition of buildings in the City of Brockton. The demolition revolving fund shall receive the receipt of payments of all demolition charges of the City of Brockton. Expenditures from the demolition revolving fund shall be made at the direction of the building superintendent with the written approval of the mayor, provided that not more than $110,000 may be so expended from the demolition revolving fund during fiscal year 2022. The building superintendent shall comply with the reporting requirement of Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half.
Referred to the Finance Committee. 39.
Ordered that the City Council authorize the reauthorization of the vacant and abandoned buildings revolving fund for the purpose of maintaining the abandoned buildings registry, as well as the closing, boarding up, and care of vacant and abandoned buildings. The vacant and abandoned building revolving fund shall receive the receipts of payments of fines and fees for the registration of vacant and abandoned buildings. Expenditures from the vacant and abandoned building fund, revolving fund shall be made on the authority and direction of the Brockton Building Commissioner, provided that not more than $250,000 may be so expended without further appropriation from the vacant and abandoned buildings revolving fund during fiscal year 2022. The Brockton Building Commissioner shall comply with the reporting requirements of Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half.
Referred to the Finance Committee. Item 40.
Ordered in accordance with the provisions and stipulations of Section 53E and a half of Chapter 44 of the Mass General Laws, that the City Council authorize the renewal of for fiscal year 2022 of the revolving fund for revenues from parking fine violation fines up to and including the amount of $250,000.
Referred to the Finance Committee. We have a late file, councilors.
We do?
Yeah, I have one, Mr. President. I think the clerk has that late file?
do.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a motion to admit a late file?
It's a motion to accept the late file.
All right. Motion
second.
made and seconded to admit a late file. All in favor? All opposed? Would the clerk please read the...
Communication from the Brockton Public Schools CFO requesting that the school should be considered under MSBA Priority Category 1, replacement or renovation of a building which is structurally unsound or otherwise in a condition seriously jeopardizing the health and safety of school children where no alternative exists. If a district selects this priority, the MSBA must receive a hard copy of the engineering or other professional report detailing the nature and severity of the problem and a written professional opinion of how imminent the system failure is likely to manifest itself. This report must be from an independent source that is not under control of the school district or the city and town. In addition to the independent report, the district must submit photographs of the conditions which cause the district to select priority 1.
Referred to the Committee on Finance.
That's the communication, accepted.
Accept the communication. My apologies.
We have a communication from the mayor recommending the same,
Accepted and filed.
and a communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed.
Now we have an order. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 44, that the City Council authorize the superintendent to submit to the Massachusetts School Building Authority the Statement of Interest, SOI form dated May 6, 2021, for the Brockton High School, located at 470 Forest Ave, Brockton, Mass., which describes and explains the deficiencies in priority categories as delineated on the attached addendum, for which an application may be submitted to the Massachusetts School Building Authority in the future. Brockton High School, full renovation, and hereby further specifically acknowledges that by submitting this statement of interest form, the Massachusetts School Building Authority in no way guarantees the acceptance or the approval of an application, the awarding of a grant, or any other funding commitment from the Massachusetts School Building Authority, or commits the City of Brockton to filing an application for funding with the Massachusetts School Building Authority.
Councilors, it's entirely up to you, but the next FinCom meeting would be on the 21st of June. We're not going to commingle these items with the budget. and then we would not have a council meeting until the 28th. Is there any sentiment to suspend the rules and approve this evening, or do you want it to go to finance?
Suspend.
Fine.
Motion, huh?
What we're doing, fine.
No, I'll make a motion to suspend.
Second.
There's been a motion made to suspend the rules and act on this evening, and it's been properly seconded. Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Just on suspending because they threw it.
Yes, just on suspending and acting tonight.
Because they told me they didn't want to. Okay.
Cardozo,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
DeCastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
All right, the rules are suspended, so it can be acted on this evening. We now vote on the order itself. Is there any debate?
No.
No debate? Then the clerk will call the roll, please.
On the motion,
On the motion.
just to clarify, and if memory serves, this is something that we did last year after it came out of the school committee that they wanted to make an application to the Massachusetts School Building Authority. That's basically what we're doing again today is allowing them to make another application to the MSBA for a renovation of Brockton High.
Correct.
That is correct, and the reason why I think some of us want to act on it tonight is the timeliness of it. The sooner we get that package into SBAB, I think the better off we'll be.
Now, there was a communication prior to that, and I believe maybe even potentially part of the order, about designating Brockton High as a priority 1. Are those all one thing we're voting on right now, or are those two separate issues? Or if I'm just not familiar with there's supposed to be some planning. Is that just part of the normal application process? Or since we've determined that we were turned down the first time, we're requesting an additional authorization by becoming a priority 1?
I think I would probably ask Legislative Counsel to just take a look at the order very quickly and be able to give you an answer to that. So we'll be in a brief recess. I will be back in session. Councilor Thompson, you follow up?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So as a stipulation to this order, I'm going to request that the school, I guess it would be the school department, to forward each counselor a copy of the order that's being filed right now, and also a copy of the application prior to filing.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience, councilors. If we weren't going into budget season with so many meetings, we would have ordinarily just sent this to finance, but I don't want the schools to be held up at all in their quest for SBAB approval. So the question now comes on approval. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Cardozo,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
DeCastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez, Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is approved. We now, councilors, go back to item number 5, the AT&T petition. And would the clerk please call the roll on granting?
Cardozo,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
DeCastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The petition is granted. That concludes the agenda and late files. Do we have any councilor recognition? Councilor Ianieri.
Just, if I might, Mr. President, just one item. I want to remind the ordinance committee that we do have a meeting scheduled for Wednesday evening, June the 2nd at 6:30 p.m. here in the council chambers, so please make that note. Wednesday, June 2nd, 6:30 p.m. ordinance meeting. I think all of the members are here, so please be here that evening at 6:30. Thank you.
All right, Councilor DeCastro.
Thank you. At a recent annual Massachusetts Science and Engineering Fair, at which hundreds of students from across the Commonwealth, high school students, were competing, Christian Nichols, a Brockton resident and a Brockton High School junior, won a coveted patent award, and it comes with funding, a lot of funding to cover the costs of patenting his idea, which involves a process for identifying bones. And I'm in awe of his smarts, and I want to congratulate Christian and his family on this excellent award. He sets a tremendous example. I congratulate everyone who competed, and him especially. Thank you, Mr.
Great job, Christian.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Anyone else? Councilors, I know I've sent you an awful lot of dates coming up. Please reserve on your calendar the 21st of June. We will have to have a FinCom meeting that night. As you know, the 28th is our last regular meeting. And I just want to go back a minute to the citations we presented earlier this evening. You know, we hand those out and we thank people, but there's really no way to thank people for giving up the best 20 to 35 years of their life in service of the city. Unless you work in this building, you don't know what it's like, the joys, but the frustrations. And so, again, to our two people who are leaving us, we sincerely wish you the best. Good health and enjoy your retirement. And thanks for putting up with so many counselors over so many years. So, with that, we are adjourned.